On today's video, civil war breaks out once more, and this time in a new kingdom, Kingdom 369. In this video, we're going to talk about the backstory and everything that led to this civil war, as well as some awesome rallies, reports, and a bunch of other things along the way. Flags being burned, cities getting zeroed. The theme is still the same theme, but the way this worked out this time was quite weird. So, if you want to know what happened in 369, drop a like on the video. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming as 69 SS of Suicide Squad are about to go up against 69 PK. Let's talk about what happened here. And boy oh boy, this civil war was actually weird. I'm a sponsored content creator by Rise of Kingdoms, and if you enjoy the content, make sure you're subscribing to the channel down below. Hit the bell for notifications. We upload Rise of Kingdoms videos every single day and stream at least twice a week. Cast Arc of Osiris's, all that good stuff. 69.3% of you are not subscribed. Welcome to all of you new viewers. I'll hope to earn your subscription today. So, I heard about this civil war happening, and to be honest with you, a lot of things happened in the span of a couple of days, so it took a little bit until I got the footage and I got into the story and all that. Here's what happened. 69 PK used to be the alliance that was in charge of Kingdom 369. They were the main alliance, they were the big dogs. And then my understanding of what happened is that a lot of the folks of 69 PK migrated out to a different kingdom, and 69 PK kind of handed the reins to the folks of 69 SS. And now let me start by saying that it's been a little bit since the story was told, and I'm not from Kingdom 369. I don't know the history, the past, the future, the present, the freaking alliances and how they worked. So I go based off of stories that I'm told from both sides. I was in 69 SS in this clip. You'll see me in 69 PK in another clip. I try to get all the stories together and bring you guys as much of the information as I know. So my understanding is that 69 PK were no longer going to be the alliance who was going to run the kingdom, but rather 69 SS. Now 69 SS have this guy Hacker, who is like a 400 million power account, who just, I think he's 400 million. He's something very, very big. The man held a flag by himself with tier 5s. It was nuts. But the thing is, 69 PK handed over the reins to a new set of leadership. Those are the folks of 69 SS. And then the same theme that causes most civil wars broke. And that is, let's rig Mightiest Governors, and then let's make sure only our alliance wins them. And so the folks of 369 kind of started saying how 69 SS were the only ones who were allowed to win Mightiest Governors. And there was a whole mess with all of that and everything that has to do with Mightiest Governor. Once more, the theme of a civil war. It's quite annoying to see that Mightiest Governor is the reason why kingdoms break apart. Just either over ambition or, and this is 69 PK by the way, 7.4 billion power alliance. Either over ambition or a little bit of bias or a little bit of everything along the way always causes that more than one group of folks who play in one kingdom end up having struggles on who's going to win Mightiest Governor and all that stuff. Now, there was so much more being talked about here, from 69 SS having people who betrayed the kingdom and gave their opposition strategies, which I asked the person, I figured out what was going on, and it's not as everybody thinks it is, and it's not, you know, every story has two sides, every coin has two sides, and while some folks see only the B side on the Bitcoin, some other folks only see the backside of the coin. And so it's like, the bottom line here is the old leadership left the kingdom to an extent. I understand that most of these guys who were part of 69 PK have bigger, that's the 420 million power guy, have bigger accounts that are currently not in 369. They probably plan on coming back. From my understanding, they might be coming back and going back into running this kingdom. But they handed the reins to a new set of leadership, and then they didn't like what the new leadership was doing. And it's weird, right? It's weird because I'm a bit conflicted on what I think about this whole subject, but let's go down to the root cause first and foremost, which is Mightiest Governor. Lilith once more getting another piece of evidence that Mightiest Governor is actually an event that hinders the progress of kingdoms rather than helps them. Mightiest Governor is the top reason why folks go into civil war. It's the top reason why people migrate. It's the top reason why there is conflicts within kingdoms. And curiously enough, in Kingdom 59, I hadn't really ever experienced a situation where there was a Mightiest Governor issue per se. There were a few times where folks went over the 10 million limit, KE limit, which caused a little bit of issues, but there was never like, oh, these people consistently win, this is not fair kind of thing. And it seems that to an extent, and by the way, cool reports of a bunch of damage being done all over the place, it seems to an extent folks like feel either entitled that they should be getting wins as well, or just the way, look at how Hacker H held by himself this damn thing. There were a few other folks joining him. Yes, there's like 5 other marches that are not him. But look at how many tier 5 marches he stuck in here. Like, holy lord. That hold of a fort was insane. And pretty much all that 1.8 million power loss was his. And this guy, poor dude, got zeroed, got destroyed. Oh my goodness. Really poor guy. I feel bad for that. Oof, all those tier 4s out the window. I don't really know how is it possible that folks can't get their stuff together when it comes to preparing and setting up Mightiest Governor. We're not going to go into that subject again, but you guys know that Mightiest Governor is one of those sensitive ones. And speaking of sensitive stuff, the next thing is like, in 369, my understanding, and again, I'm not saying this is the facts, this is what I understood out of the stories that I was told, there was a handoff of leadership to a different alliance. You handing off leadership to a different alliance doesn't mean that if you don't like what they're doing, they should give you leadership back. It also doesn't necessarily mean that you should be fighting for leadership back. It seems like 69 PK really are proud of what 369 is and really want to try to maintain their kingdom in a way that is fair and to an extent like how they envision their kingdom being. And when you hand off the reins to someone else, and truthfully that someone else doesn't have your vision, or does but has it in a different way, or thinks that things should be different, to an extent it's very tough, because I know it as a personal experience that when you want to do something one way but someone wants to do it the other way, it's just really tough to see how they're doing things or why they're doing things. Now granted, apparently 69 SS were favoring their people for Mightiest Governor over other people within the kingdom. That's not necessarily true nor false. I don't know. These are some of the things that I've been told. But I don't know, man. A civil war breaking is never good for them. We enjoy watching this as these guys go at each other for really no reason. I mean, Legendary Commander Sculptures might be a reason, but I'm sure that things could have gotten worked out. And I'm guessing that this has to do a little bit with the fact that Hacker is that big of a player, and maybe he is causing a little bit of tension. Maybe the fact that the folks of 69 PK believe that someone within 69 SS betrayed the kingdom caused a lot of issues. And there's ups, downs, left and right to all of this story. The bottom line of it is, this flag is getting rallied, folks are getting zeroed, and 369 will never be the same. What could I say as an advice to those of you who might be going into a civil war? It's important to understand as leaders and as people who run kingdoms that you being in charge doesn't mean that someone else will not come and overthrow you. In Kingdom 58, I used to be in SOC, Sons of Chaos. And it was crazy because we took over the kingdom very, very fast. And we got to a point where we went from the 7th biggest alliance, we took out the 4th biggest alliance, we became the 3rd one, then we became the 2nd one. And then there was a bunch of drama happening, and the big alliance, biggest alliance disbanded because their leader just said screw it. And then High came to be, and one day High just took the heck out of SOC. Why? Because SOC fell asleep on the wheel and thought that they own the kingdom and they make the rules and everybody has to follow them. And one day, High said, well, F that, and just started going at them. And next thing you know, SOC got wiped because High became so strong that SOC had no chance. This feels kind of like the same situation where the new leadership is doing something that they think they can get away with because there's no one else in the kingdom that could potentially put up a fight against them, and then it happens. I'm not blaming or saying this is exactly what happened, by the way. And for the record, I mean, 69 PK dropped a fortress in here. They have the Zig. They have the Lost Temple, and they're not even fighting near it. They're fighting down here with a fort drop, so that's kind of nuts. More reports for you guys. But as I was saying, like, as a leader, if someone comes up to you with issues in your management, with issues in your leadership, with things they find fair, unfair, and things like that, my advice for you guys is try to understand the other side too. Try to look at the other side as well. Try to perhaps see things from their perspective before firing back. The biggest issue in Rise of Kingdoms really is egos, and when your nose is way up in the sky, you sometimes forget that down below your nose there are very, very bad things that could destroy you, and then all of a sudden you only figure it out when you're SOC, wrecked, kicked out of Zone 3, out of Zone 2, all the way in Zone 1, and just about done. So I would say, as leadership, as alliances who run kingdoms, try to talk to other alliances, try to work it out, try to see things from their perspective, and understand that as leaders, your number one thing is you're going to need to learn to compromise a lot, because leadership requires compromise from both sides, not only from those who are being led, but also by the leaders themselves. At the end of the day, you can't have it all, or else someone else might come one day and pick your ride off, which is what happened to us in Kingdom 58. We took the whole thing. We were the biggest, the strongest, the most aggressive, the crazy ones. Then we became complacent. Then we went into farm mode. Then we turned our fire instinct off. And next thing you know, High came up and just knocked us out in a second. What do you guys think about everything we talked about? What do you guys think about the war that happened in the background? Let me know in the comments down below. For now, I hope 69PK and 69SS figure out somehow a way to work together and rebuild 369. And if not, these folks probably will find themselves a new home sooner rather than later. But with that being said, I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel down below. And I will see you guys sooner rather than later. Thank you again for all your continued support lately. Thank you for chilling with me, watching the videos, liking, commenting, filling the survey, which is in our community tab on the channel. All your feedback is taken in account. There are a lot of good tips in that survey that you guys left me, so thank you very much. A few of these things I'll be implementing in the next few cycles of videos and things like that. But for now, I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow, 4 p.m. UTC, Saturdays and Wednesdays, by the way. Take care. Whoo, that swarm is huge. 69 PK are just like, we're gonna burn this flag. And they do. Peace.